Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know what I just did. What's up, people? Um, so like third, I can't count. This is my fourth vlog. Um, what's up? Hey, how's everybody's day? How's everybody's? I guess this is Christmas Eve. Um, I'm just actually chilling at my apartment, watching and writing, watching more vlogs, and something actually just kind of hit me, like, right, like it's people around my apartment. I don't know if anybody, I don't know, anybody's coming home or not, but anyway, hopefully not, because I'm trying to finish this. What's up, people? Say Wolf right here. But something hit me and stuff, like, I don't know if you actually are like this, but I'm kind of the type of person who hopefully you guys can hear me, kind of the type of person who gets like really inspired, like random points during the day, based on like what I'm looking at and what I'm doing, right? So I'm kind of like a sponge or whatever. I've kind of probably been like a sponge my whole life, and I apologize because I'm kind of stuffed up right now. So you can probably hear it in my voice. I apologize, but I don't care. I just wanted to actually just put out my thoughts real quick. And yeah, I don't, I don't know. I don't feel like being unproductive because I don't know what's going on with my body. Whatever, I can't do anything about that. But anyway, um, I'm kind of like a person who, going back to what I said, kind of like a person who just gets really influenced by like different stuff, you know? I'm kind of a person who like really loves and takes like great interest in the variety of life, right? So I'm watching like a vlog on YouTube, just random people. Some I like, some I don't really like, or some I just turn off. Like I actually like the what's her name? The Janelle Elena, um, female blogger who's the van life person who just kind of blew up, and everybody thinks like, oh, this person might be a scam because she kind of blew up too fast. Um, and yeah, I mean, I kind of have an interest in like the van life thing because I'm kind of a person who kind of likes the outdoors or kind of likes to travel, minimalistic living scheme, which is why I actually don't buy a lot of stuff for like my apartment or anything like that, because I've always been the type of person who kind of just has moved around his whole life, so I never really got the I guess the privilege of getting used to one thing, um, one thing, and it just being there, and me just counting on it being there. So, um, I just kind of really like, the variety, and I kind of like, you know, I kind of appreciate, I guess, the minimalistic. So that way, when I'm moving next, I don't have a lot of stuff to worry about having to move and having to, do all this stuff with, because I don't even like, who needs stuff anyway? Like I have a couch, TV stand, a bed. Yeah, I don't have a drawer or anything, because drawers suck moving them up and downstairs. But that's just kind of how I am. And everything, like I'm kind of like, and everything, it kind of, comes in a full circle in a way, because I just, kind of just came and realized to myself that I really have a fascination with like, some people, well, speaking of fascination, some people have a fascination with, the universe or the stars, the planets, or the society, or like politics, or the left, the right side, and blah blah blah, and these really huge overarching, concepts, I guess. And it's like, yo, I really don't care. Like, I care not about politics. I care about politics not at all. But I do care about, and I don't care about groups in that way, like a left right thing or anything like that, or I don't care about large groups like that. But I kind of do care about, if you bring it back in, I kind of care about cultures. I kind of care about people. I kind of care about, things like that. Like, really ties into my fascination with people and kind of what makes us who we are. So kind of came to a realization, not really today, but a couple days ago, where I was just like, man, like, I really have a fascination with this human being, the human being, us, what makes us the people that we are, why do we do the things that we do? Where do we come from? Who are our people? Why did they do what they did? Starting from not just now, but all the way back to the start, of people, or the start of a specific culture of people, and what made them kind of do what they did and live how they lived, and what were their beliefs, because people in the past were like very belief heavy, like very religious heavy, to where it's like, now we have a lot more information at our disposal, so we don't have to really believe or place our lives staked on beliefs, or staked on belief only, because like, we have a lot more information. But just things like that, like, that's kind of bigger than just one person. But it all, like, all of these things tie in, kind of like the punch. It's the best thing I could think to explain it right now. That you put all the ingredients into this one thing, and you have this one product, which is a person. So, like, and I really, like, when I say I don't really have these overarching things, but I could really, like, get really down to the micro of what makes a person, like what even not just the personality, or not just the how they live their lives, but even to the fact of where like, what makes them look the way they look, which is why I wouldn't say but I do have a fascination with photography. Like, I do own a couple cameras, but like, yeah, and I previous, like, years ago, I did want to be a photographer. For my profession, I was kind of like, I went from visual arts to photography because I actually hate drawing, and I don't like, basically with me, I don't like it when I have something in my mind and I try to draw it and it doesn't end up like that, so it just looks like crap, and I really don't enjoy that, because even though my whole life I've been drawing, I don't like that factor. So it kind of just went to the visual arts of how I have a fascination with, is it went kind of to photography. So, but photography is very extensive on people and your budget, kind of, I guess, hardware you have, your freaking computer, your software, all of this stuff that has this big overhead that really takes, that looks stupid, really takes a lot of time, so that kind of just fell to the wayside when I started having to work more full time, and it just gets hard because all of this stuff, trying to maintain and do all that stuff, is like really difficult. So I don't really know how. I've always kind of, like, me speaking as being a writer right now, I wouldn't label myself as a writer. It's kind of what I enjoy, but I'm more so of a creator, if you can take that as an explanation. I'm more so of a creator, because I do like to create things, and I would like more to describe myself as a creator of experiences. Like if you read something of mine, I would like it to give you some things that I write. I wanted to create an experience, which is why I might use, as I said before, the different kind of visual, I guess, visual stimulants or visual things that accompany my writing, just to kind of put your mind in a certain space. And that's even more deeper to the fascination of people that I have, which is the psychedelics of people, or the psyche of people, that makes what really, if you know, what influences your brain to do this or do that, or think this or think that, or feel this or feel that, you know, which is also tying into, like, you know, religious text, and, you know, how I believe that religious texts are more so art, than, you know, literal takings on the world, right? Because, you know, religious texts, they make you feel something. When people read, you know, if you ever went to church or whatever, or mosque or wherever you go, it's very emotional. It makes you feel something. In art, and in the same way that art makes you feel something. So I kind of, at this point in my life, I kind of look at, you know, religious texts as an art, because, you know, they're poems. Like, that's how people wrote back then. It was all poetry and stuff like that. So and it made you feel something. It made you feel proud as a person. When, I know, it was like word of mouth. It was like, you know, it was like that motivation. It was that pride, you know, to the downtrodden people, to hear these type of stories that kind of built them up. Like, they didn't have freaking cell phones or motivational quotes on Instagram or something crazy like that, you know? So they needed something to just wake up and be like, well, why don't I just jump off a cliff? You know, who am I? I'm just a slave, or I'm just a second, third, fourth, fifth class person. So, you know, they had these oral, you know, epic stories or epic poems to keep them motivated, to give them pride, to tell them, you are a people, and keep them unified. You know, which later went on to becoming actual written literature, text, or whatever. So, and then which became or not, you know, literal, I said literal text, right? Like, as in actual words on a page, which later became, you know, literature that was used by authorities to be, you know, used or made as law as the thing for their people, and then perpetrated, you know, I'll just use that word because I can't think of the other word, because, you know, I can't really breathe right now. Whatever, my brain's a little foggy. For the masses, you know, they pushed it off to the masses and said, yo, this is law. But I'm not gonna get into that at the moment. But that's just kind of like just kind of want to explain how I think that, you know, like those type of texts is art. And that goes back to what I was saying as what I'm trying to do with my own stuff, which is basically kind of just not manipulate your brain, but kind of like figure out that mode, right, that makes people feel what they feel. But that ties into what I was saying, like, with people. And me as myself, I'm really fascinated with the human being, right? Like, and it's just like, it's everything about, like, how you look, who you are, where you came from, and all of that stuff. And I just kind of realized that to myself, I guess, this week. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, that's just me. And it's just like, you know, and I think that as a person, like, I'm so content with myself. And as a person, I'm like, you know, I think that it's due to the fact that I kind of contemplate a lot. So I kind of know myself, you know, a lot more than, like, a lot of people, right? A lot of people might know themselves, or you might know yourself. And that's just due to my contemplation on what I like and what I don't like, because, you know, just as I'm fascinated with people and what they do and why they do it, I'm kind of, you know, I look at myself the same way. Who am I? Why do I do the stuff that I do? Why have I done the stuff that I've done in my life? And what am I, you know, trying to do in the future? What do I want to contribute? What do I want to, you know, help you do, or just kind of put out there just to maybe inspire somebody else or make somebody feel something else, which is kind of it's my goal. I mean, why do I care about writing? Why do I care about making a blog? Why do I care about making a vlog? The real reason is, because of my fascination with people. It's kind of like I can't help it, I enjoy it. Yeah, and it's like I enjoy my fascination with people, and I just really want to just do that all the time. It's just like nothing else really, nothing else really satisfies me like that. Like I go to work and I do something I don't want to do, to get paid for what? To pay my bills. So, and it's like, I don't want to do that, and I definitely don't want to do that my whole life. So, what do I actually really want to do is really just digest a person, a human being, or the human race, and then, just kind of break it apart on a table like you would break apart the components of a computer, and then spread them all apart and, say where every piece came from, or whatnot, and just, really inspect and put that all on the table, and just to think about what that would mean is if even, like, for example, one person, if I just broke one person apart and inspected every piece of them, just to see, what made them so interesting, or just to see their story. And I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but I really, like, that's really something enjoyable for me, because, like I would say, I'm more introverted. I'm an introvert. I wouldn't say, ooh, I'm an introvert, blah, 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 whatever. I'm more introverted though, that's a fact. Because how I grew up, single child, I have siblings, but, I grew up by myself. I was latchkey kid. I was a lot younger than my parents. So, that's just the fact of the matter. I kind of was home a lot, and if I had friends in the area that I was, then I would hang out with them. But if I didn't, then I was just chilling, I was doing whatever I was doing. And what that makes, it gives you a lot of you time. So you kind of get to figure out, as you grow up, who you are and what, you like to do, because it's you. And I mean, I guess, it really helps in how you understand yourself. So I forgot what I was saying before, but yeah, I mean, that just goes into how I respond or how I interact with people. And yeah, what I was saying before is I'm not a group oriented person, not a party person, but I like to say that I'm not a people person, but I'm a person. Like me one-on-one, I like dealing one-on-one with people more so than I like dealing with a group, so one-on-one, even when the friends that I do have, I interact with them one-on-one. I really like knowing how they tick, why they tick, and what, the insecurities, and, trying to help them as a human being. I have my own insecurities, help them as a human being to get through their insecurities, and stuff like that. So it's just like, I don't know if it really just being a solo person, even though like I'm not solo in my life, or growing up a solo person, or just really, I feel like a, individual, because I don't feel like a lot of people really come from where I come from, or really are on the frequency of what I'm on. So really being, that type of solo person, I think it just really makes you more observative. I don't know, whatever. My brain is foggy. Observative of people and why they do what they do. It just makes you like that. It makes you like a people watcher. And it makes you kind of like inspect and kind of like analyze people, And, for some weird reason, I actually enjoy that. So, yeah, I mean, this video is like, kind of just wanted to rant a little bit and tell you about who I am, and that really, who I am really shows in my work. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm actually trying to do with my work. Trying to, and even so, like I try to write, I'm actually working on certain things right now where I'm trying to work on I wouldn't say critiquing photos or critiquing things, but kind of like, I don't know, doing it in a flattering way of like kind of not critiquing, but kind of, you know, just commentating on certain things that I see in people, or certain things that I, you know, about photos that I notice, and, you know, maybe it'll work or maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But that's just me. I don't expect a lot of people to, you know, get what I'm doing, but I don't know. I enjoy doing it. But I, you know, I also want to connect. You know, what's the reason of doing anything if you don't connect with anybody? You're just in your basement, or in your, you know, you're 50 years old and you're doing the same stuff and it makes you happy, but it makes you happy, then that's fine. But and you don't makes you happy and you're not really connected with a lot of people. If that makes you happy to do that, then that's fine. But me, I guess I need to be able to connect with people. I want to be able to connect with people, because I want to actually, the thing that I'm doing, I want to be able to do it 24/7, where I don't have to work. I don't have to worry about taking a break from what I actually want to do to freaking be a robot or a zombie, you know? So that's kind of where I'm taking my writing. That's kind of where what I contemplate and what I'm really trying to mold my writing to be, is this basically this human dissecting, human fascinated person that I am, and kind of just letting that bleed into my writing. And that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, you probably didn't ask anything about, you know, who I am or why I do the stuff that I do. But yeah, I just wanted to really just kind of just share this little realization that I had, you know, and just kind of speak about it. And maybe if you're the same way, tell me why, you know, because it would be great to connect with somebody who kind of, you know, feels the same way I do. Because, you know, a lot of the reason why I don't connect with people is because a lot of people are kind of on the same stuff, or they project the same stuff, you know, negativity, complaining, not really being productive. And it's just like, you know, I don't know, I don't really vibe with that stuff. So because I'm trying to do more with my life, I don't, you know, it's hard for me to have small talk about work when I don't care about work. You know, I'm not, even when I'm at work, I'm not thinking about work. I'm thinking about where I'm going, or how I'm trying to get out of this place, or how I'm trying to get from point A to point B, you know? So, and even in life, people do the same thing. Even when you see them out, you know, people talk about the same stuff. So I think that's kind of reason why, you know, maybe as introverts, or maybe as people who don't really vibe with a whole bunch of people, even though I like people and I don't have no problem conversing with a person, is why we kind of have a problem connecting with people on a wide scale. And I don't think anything's wrong with that. You know, and I don't really care about anything people have to say about that, because people like to judge a lot, you know, which is something else. But I'll get into that in another video. But for right now, I just wanted to express that thought. And camera a little shaky there. And speak my mind real quick. So anyway, wow. So anyway, yeah, I'm fascinated with people, and I'm I guess a people scientist, people psychologist. Not officially, but it's kind of me. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching. Maybe like it, that would help out. Maybe subscribe, you know. I don't know why I watch videos and people always say like, subscribe, and I never like, subscribe. So I don't know why people say that, because I only like and subscribe. I barely like anything, rarely. And if I subscribe, it's because I want to, not because people told me to. So I don't really know why people say that in videos, but I just felt like saying it to be cliche. But anyway, I'm out of here. I'm about to go back to my writing and vlog watching. Peace out, people.